Hey, welcome everyone. Pat Mitchell with TrickTrades here, and I'm going to share with you a free video lesson on how to use and implement daily chart moving averages into your intraday trading. So let's get into it. Okay, folks, so we all know that we use moving averages, both simple and exponential, on our daily charts in order to come up with a plan of attack. We look for support and resistance levels on the daily chart. But how do we implement them and how do we use them in our intraday trading? Well, I'm going to show you and I'm going to share with you a trade that we all took at TrickTrades chat room. On screen share, I was walked through, and it was a hell of a trade on Nvidia. So let's give it a go here. Okay, so Nvidia here was a really smoke show of a trade. This was nice. We were watching this for a long, and I'll discuss why. We'll go to the daily chart here. I really want to get zoomed in because I want to show you guys something here. So we look for daily chart movements that can produce powerful moves, and that's what we got. So with this run up, it basically cleared all the moving averages, all the major moving averages, pulled back, held the 9 EMA, and then started lifting up. It was right on breakout levels. When that happens, you're going to want to watch that, because even with a gap down in the market, and I'll explain why the market gap down, that's when people will see buying opportunities. And sure enough, that's what happened, and it ended up creating a pretty nice move. This doesn't look like a big move, but this is about a 10-point move, more than enough to get a piece on. So what happened here with this gap down was a stock market shockwave, what I like to refer to as. And what that's about is Intel had earnings after hours, and they missed on, well, they missed on a bunch of things. And this is what happened to a lot of the tech stocks. They got this massive dump out, and that's a stock market shockwave. Although Nvidia did nothing wrong, they didn't have any news, it still creates these movements in a big way, both up and down, depending on earnings, especially on stocks that are the market leaders. And that has to do with algos and blah, 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 blah. Lots of different moving parts and moving pieces. So the areas I was watching, and I put this on the TrickTrades Hyperscan video watch list that I produce every evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all my members. And I go through all the levels and areas that I'm going to be watching. These were the two areas I was watching, okay? And then the pre-market plan of attack came, which is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And these two levels were still in effect, but plans changed. It dumped out right at the bell, right before the bell, I should say. So what do? Well, you got to adapt. Adapt or die, folks. So your next level of heavy support was the 9 EMA. And that's why I love using eSignal for my intraday trading charts, because it can plot, if you have the code, it'll plot the daily moving averages, so the daily chart moving averages, right onto your intraday. So this purpley pink line, that's the 9 EMA on the daily chart, okay? Now, at the time of the trade, it was right down here, okay? This is where it was, right down here. And when you get a combination of speed, now you need that speed. That's a major part of it. When you get that speed coming into a heavy support zone, what happens? It bounces. So as the market opened up and it dumped out, I got everyone's attention in the room and I said, watch Nvidia, watch the 9 EMA, let's see if it comes down and let's see if it bounces. So sure enough, we got this hell of a buyer's candle, this big hammer candle. This is where I started in long, just a small position. It's just a starter, just in case I miss it. Okay, I want to retest. Professionals wait for retest. They wait for confirmation. Okay, and now it's okay to start in a little bit, but you got to make sure. And sure enough, that's what we got. So as soon as you see this quick little double bottom, and these real high, long bottom wicks, that's a good indication that it's going to bounce. Sure enough, that's where I added in, and then I wrote it up. So I took some off here, just a little piece just to pay myself, and then my target was the first resistance area here that I had marked from previous support. That was going to be my support area if it didn't dump. So it came in, it tapped it right to the penny and pulled. So as soon as it came up into here, I pulled some off, and then I just waited for another opportunity to add back in. So once it dumped out and it kind of retested, now by this point after it moved up, the 9 EMA was about in this area. So it started producing a higher low above the 9 EMA. That means there's a lot of interested buyers in it. So I added in right here, and then I just wrote it. And what I do, I want to show you guys something. I'll share a little secret with you guys. A lot of people don't know how to remain patient in a trade. One of my little secrets and one of my little tips is I take off to town every day at around lunchtime, okay? So I finish up in the room, and then I come back later on in the afternoon. And I'm only gone for about an hour or so, 45 minutes to an hour. And I find that, and I set my stops, so I have a hard stop set, and I also monitor it from the road just to kind of keep a little watchful eye on it, because you never know what's going to happen in the market, especially lately with all the catalysts. So when I got back, it was beautiful. So I had pretty much my full size position, and then I just wrote it all the way up because I was away from the desk. And that's something that you guys should be doing too. So when I got back home right in this area, okay? So I waited for a little bit to see what was going to happen with it. And it started looking really tired, okay? It failed. Well, it put in a new high, but just barely. To me, that's a sign of weakness. So I ended up getting out on this bear flag. And that was the trade. It was about an 8-point trade. Really, really nice. Very happy. About a 6.5 point trade. Sorry, guys. About a 6.5 point trade. I could have grabbed it for another couple of points, but, it is what it is, right? You can't live in hindsight, and it was a really nice trade that a lot of the members at TrickTrades took. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So to wrap this up, I hope you guys learned something from this. Remember, in review, it has to do with speed, support, and acting on it. You need to pull the trigger. Don't be scared to pull the trigger on these trades, guys. Heavy support, you need to trust it. We are technicians. We are technical traders. You need to trust your strategy, and you'll do well. That's a large part of the problem. One of you guys' problems, if you're a struggling trader, is the fact that you don't pull the trigger when you should, and then you chase, and then it starts pulling back, and then you freak out and you sell just to see a couple minutes later it take off. So if you're having problems like that, let me be your solution and come to TrickTrades, and we will teach you the proper way to trade these proper stocks. If you're tired of getting your ass handed to you trading penny stocks, make the change. Be the change you want to be. Make 2019 about you and what you want to do. Don't be tied to these penny stocks, guys. There's a reason why 90%, 99% of professionals trade these higher price stocks. Don't be afraid you've been lied to, okay, guys? And come to TrickTrades.com. Come and work with a team that actually is going to help you. And I look forward to meeting you. And I hope you guys learned something from this free video lesson from TrickTrades. Okay, guys, adios. Have a good evening. And I will catch you on the next one. Adios, folks.